Good afternoon, boys and girls. We're on lesson 75, changing improper fractions to whole or mixed numbers. Our objective for today is to convert improper fractions to whole numbers or mixed numbers, and we're going to add fractions and mixed numbers with common denominators, and we're going to write the sum as a whole or a mixed number. So your math joke is a teacher says to a student, "Did your parents help you with these homework problems?" And the student says, "No, I got them all wrong by myself." Here's your math vocabulary for today. You have improper fraction, which is a fraction with a numerator greater than or equal to the denominator. And we also have proper fraction, which is a fraction whose denominator is greater than its numerator. All right, your new concept for today is that a fraction can be less than 1, equal to 1, or greater than 1. A fraction that is less than 1 is called a proper fraction. Okay, so this number 3/4 is a proper fraction. A fraction that is equal to or greater than 1 is called an improper fraction. That's 4/4 or 5/4. This is an improper fraction. An improper fraction has a numerator that's greater than its denominator or equal to the denominator. So 4/4 isn't a proper fraction because 4 is equal to 4 and 5/4 is greater than 4. Okay, so we're going to separate 8/3 into fractions equal to 1 plus a proper fraction, and then we're going to write the result as a mixed number. Okay, so we look at 8/3, and this is how we're going to look at it. We're going to separate them into things with the denominator 3. So we have 3/3 plus 3/3, which is 2 wholes, right? And then we have, that's 6. Now we have 2 left over, right, to make up the 8. That's 2/3. So we change 8/3 to 3/3 plus 3/3 plus 2/3, and then we find that we have 2 wholes and 2/3 left over. Okay. When the answer to an arithmetic problem is an improper fraction, we usually convert the answer to a whole number or a mixed number. So say if we had all these together, what we would do is that we would convert the improper fraction, which is 8/3, into a whole number or a mixed number. So in example number 2, a chef baked 2 lemon pies, and at the end of the day, 3/5 of them, 3/5 of one pie and 4/5 of another pie remained, right? Altogether, they had how many lemon pies? So we had 2 pies, and what we're going to do is we're going to add it, 3/5 plus 4/5. Now we end up having an improper fraction. And so what we're going to do is we're going to convert the improper fraction to a mixed number, which is 5/5 plus 2/5. And we know that 5/5 equals 1, so that's 1. And then we have 2/5 remaining. Okay, so we find that we have 1 and 2/5 of a pie remaining. All right, in example number 3, a 3-person crew worked for 2.5 hours to repair a broken water line. The customer will be billed for how many hours of work? Each person worked 2.5 hours, so we add 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5, and we get a sum of 6 3/2. The fraction part of 6 3/2 is an improper fraction, and we find that 3/2 equals to 1.5. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 1.5 to 6, and then we get 7.5. So 6 3/2. If we break it down to 6 and 2 and 2 to 2/2 plus 1/2, then we find that this is 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7, and then we have 7.5. The customer will be billed for 7.5 hours of work. All right, here is your lesson practice. You're going to convert each improper fraction to a whole or mixed number. Remember, 2/2, this letter A would be 1, right? Because there's 2 over 2, which is like if you cut a pie into 2 pieces and you still have 2 pieces in that pie. All right, and then if it's like this on the letter E, you would figure out, okay, well, I know that 2/2 is 1, and I'm going to have 1 left over, so my mixed number would be 1.5 for letter E. And then on M through P, what you're going to do is you're going to add you're going to add your fractions together and then simplify it, meaning that you're going to make it into a mixed number, okay, or a one whole number. So if you have any questions, feel free to write those on the back, and we will see you in the morning. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.